everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got game number 2 of this doubleheader between the Milwaukee Braves and Pittsburgh Pirates. And the Braves and Phillies made a few changes to their lineup for game number 2, but not much. Leading off, batting, playing center field for the Braves is Mac Jones. Batting second, playing second is Frank Boland. Batting third, playing third is Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing right field is Hank Aaron. Batting fifth and playing first base is Joe Adcock. And in game number 2, replacing Frank Thomas, Lee Mays batting sixth, playing left field. Batting seventh, playing shortstop is Roy McMillan. And batting eighth and doing the catching for game number 2, replacing Joe Torre, is Sammy White. And on the mound, batting ninth is Carl Wiley. Let's take a look here at the hometown Pittsburgh Pirates starting lineup, folks. Not much changes here either. You got leading off, playing center field, Bill Vernon. Batting second, playing shortstop is Dick Grote. Batting third, playing right field is Roberto Clemente. And here's one change in the Pirates lineup. Batting fourth, playing first base is Dick Stewart. Batting fifth, playing third base is Don Hoke. And here's another change. Batting sixth, doing the catching is Don Leppert. Batting seventh, playing left field is Joe Christopher. Batting eighth, playing second base is Bill Mazeroski. And batting ninth on the mound is Earl Francis. And let's get this game started, folks, here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And here's the pitch to Jones. Jones is hitting .294 in the year, folks, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. Not the way you want to start this game off if you're Pittsburgh hitting Jones. So Jones takes his base after being hit by the pitch. Maybe that's to let the Braves know what happened in that second. First game's not going to happen in this one. There's a lot of balls hit out of this park earlier today. So there's Jones down at first. This might be the start of something bigger. That brings up Frank Boland. He homered in game number 1, folks. Not once, but twice. See what happens here with Frank. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Grote's up with it, fires over to Mazeroski, over to Stewart. That's a 6-4-3 double play. So the hit by batter doesn't come back to roost. And here's Eddie now with nobody on. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 after the hit batter goes to Braves. Braves nothing. Pirates due up here against Carl Wiley. And Bill Vernon here, he's batting .249. Wiley on the season, he's got an ERA of .266. He's going for his 11th win. He's only got 1 loss, folks. He's having a heck of a year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss by Vernon. Strike out number 1 for Carl. Brings up the Grote. Dick Grote now hitting .213 on the year, off to a slow start. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. Matthews calls for it, makes the catch for out number 2. Brings up Mr. Clemente now. He's been owning the Braves here in this series. He's batting a league-leading .354. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McMillan. He fires over to first. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the second. It's 0-0, folks. We got Aaron, Adcock, and Maydew up here in the second. And Aaron's hitting .316 on the year. That's going to be a ground ball down to Mazeroski at second. We're out number 1. Brings up Joe Adcock now. Joe Adcock hitting .274 on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Christopher's patrolling out there today. runs over, makes the catch for out number 2. Brings up Lee May, starting in left field today for the Braves. Lee's hitting .252 on the year. That's going to be popped up straight up the chute. Easy play for Leopard. And that'll end the inning, folks. And the Braves again go 1, 2, 3 in the second. We got Stewart, Houck, and Leopard due up here for the Pirates. Here's the pitch to Dick Stewart, hitting .283 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Carl. Brings up Hoke now. He's hitting .250 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss also. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Carl in the second. And he strike out the side here. Here's Don Leppert. Don's hitting .300 on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Aaron in the gap makes the catch. And the Pirates go 1, 2, 3 in the second, folks. We go to the top of the third, bottom part of the order due up for the Braves, McMillan, White, and Wiley. Max, first plate appearance here in Game 2, hitting .208. And that's a pop-up behind home plate. Again, Leopard has it. Makes the catch for out number 1. And now we got Sammy White. Sammy's hitting .385 on the year, folks, in limited play. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Christopher near the line makes the catch. And that's 2 outs. It's up to Carl Wiley here to extend this third inning. See if Carl can help his own cause here. He's hitting a .3. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Braves go down in order again. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 0-0. Got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Pirates. Christopher, Mazeroski, and Francis. Christopher is hitting .268 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McMillan. Over to Adcock for out number 1. Brings up Mazeroski now. And that's a ground ball down to short also. So back-to-back putouts here by McMillan. And now we got Francis. Can he help his own cause, folks? Francis is 0 for 10 on the season and make that 0 for 11. As that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So the Pirates go down in order. Now we're back to the top of the order for the Braves here in the fourth. Jones, Bolin, and Matthews. Mac did reach base on a hit by pitch, but was erased by a double play his first time up. Here's Tim D in the house. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And Don's going to take it down at third for out number 1. That brings up Frank Bolin now. See if Frank can get something started here. And he does, folks. The first base hit of the game for the Braves is driven in the left field by Frank Bolin. Brings up Eddie Matthews. Let's see if Eddie can get something started, get some runs on the board here. Eddie's 0 for 1. He flew out the center his first time up. And he's going to fly out the left field this time. So 2 outs now with Bolin down at first for Henry Aaron. See if Henry can do something with a 2-out base hit here. He grounded out the second his first time up. And that's what he's going to do this time, folks. And Mazeroski will go the short way over to second. So Frank Bolin gets stranded down at first. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 0-0. Yeah, exactly. After all those home runs in the first game. All righty, folks. We got the top of the order due up here for the Pirates. Vernon, Grote, and Clemente. Vernon struck out his first time up. And that's going to be, I think, a base hit in the left field. A base hit in the right field. So the Pirates get the lead runner aboard here in the fourth. Brings up Dick Grote. Braves are looking to turn two here. Grote not much speed. And he popped up the third his first time up. And he ain't popping up this time, folks. He squares this ball up. And he drives that ball into the gap in right field. And that is going to score Vernon from first. And just like that, Pirates take a 1-0 lead here, folks. And still nobody out, with Grote down at second now for Clemente. And here's Roberto. And he grounded out the short his first time up. And not this time, folks, because that's a single in the right field. And that's going to have Grote stop at third, though. So nobody out first and third. And Carl can't get a soul out here, folks. That brings up Dick Stewart. They're going to play back for two here. Dick's don't have much speed. See if he can hit into a ground ball double play. And that's just what the doctor ordered. That ball is hit down to second. Frank Boland's up with it. Over to McMillan, over to Adcock. But the run does score and makes it 2-0 Pirates. Now the bases are empty with 2 outs for Don Hoke. Here's the pitch to Hoke. He's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. That'll end the inning, but the Pirates score 2 and take a 2-0 lead into the fifth. It brings up Adcock, May, and McMillan here in the fifth. Joe's 0 for 1, flew out the left his first time up. And that'll be a ground ball down to Dick Stewart. He'll take it himself for out number 1 here in the fifth. Here's Lee May. He popped up to the catcher's first time up. And he hits a ball down to Dick Stewart. And again, he'll take it himself. 2 up and 2 down, 2 ground balls down the first. See if McMillan can stop this. Excuse me, and he does. He'll take a base on balls. That gets Carl Wiley up. At the very least, that'll bring the top of the order up here in the sixth. Let's see if Carl can help his own cause, folks. And he swings and misses, strike 3. And that'll end the inning. So the 2-out walk doesn't hurt. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It's still the Pirates 2, the Braves nothing. Leopard, Christopher, and Mazeroski due up here in the fifth. Leopard, he flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Milling up with it for out number 1. And here's Joe Christopher now. Christopher, he grounded out the short his first time up. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down here in the fifth. Brings up Mazeroski. He's 0 for 1 today, grounded out the short also. And this one's hit down the third. Eddie Matthews near the line, makes the play, and 1, 2, 3 goes the Pirates. We go to the top of the sixth. It's 2-0. We got Wiley, Jones, and Boland due up here for the Braves. See what Wiley can do. And that's going to be a swing and that's a ground ball down the second. Sorry about that. So Mazeroski makes the play. Brings out Mac the knife. He is 0 for 1, 0 for 2 today. 0 for 1, got hit by a pitch. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And Mass takes care of that one for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. Here's Frank Boland now. And that's a ground ball down the short. Grote's got it. Braves go down quickly. 1, 2, 3. And it's bottom of the sixth now. We got Francis, Vernon, and Grote due up here in this bottom of the sixth. Quick moving game. Francis, he struck out his first time up. And he's going to ground that ball down to Frank Bolin. Over to Joe. It brings up Bill Vernon now with nobody on. Vernon is 1 for 2. Struck out and scored second time up. And that's going to be a base hit again in the left field. Bill Vernon having a nice game. 2 for 3. He's on again. Here's Dick Grote. Grote with that RBI double back in fourth. And not this time. That's a swing and a miss to right 3. That's 2 outs now. Vernon down at first for Clemente. Clemente is 1 for 2 with a single. And that's hit down the short. We'll go the easy way to second to end the inning. So the Pirates ran Vernon, and we go to the top of the 7th. It's 2-0. We got the big boys due up, though. Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock. Let's see if they can get on the board here, folks, in the 7th. Eddie Matthews is 0 for 2. He's flown out the center and the left. And that's a base hit in the left this time. Christopher can't come in and make that catch. So Eddie Matthews aboard here. Got the lead runner on. And here comes Mr. Aaron. And he is 0 for 2 today. He has grounded out the second and hit into a fielder's choice. And that might be a base hit, folks. Now that's a fly ball in the center field for out number 1. Nice play out there by Vernon to rob Aaron of a hit. Brings up Joe Adcock now. There's 1 out. And Matthews down at first. And that's a base hit in the center field. Vernon's not getting to this one, folks. And Matthews will stop at second. So we got first and second now with 1 out for Lee May. Can Lee May here get the Braves on the scoreboard with Matthews down at second? He popped up to the catcher and grounded out to Stewart his second time up. And that's not what he wanted to see. That's a pop fly in the infield. And Mazeroski makes the catch for out number 2. So it is up to McMillan here to get a 2-out base hit to get the Braves on the scoreboard. Max 0 for 1 and walked his last time up. And that's going to be another pop-up on the infield, folks. And Houck down at third calls for it, makes the catch. And the Braves strand Matthews down at second. We go to the 7th inning stretch. We got Stewart, Houck, and Leopard due up here in the 7th. Stewart is 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded into a double play. And that's going to be a base hit for Dick in the left field. Again, the Pirates get the lead-off runner on, folks. See if they can get a double play with Dick speed down at first. Here's Houck. He's 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out to third. And he's going to get a hold of this one, folks. Might give some insurance. That ball is back. That ball is high. That ball is far. Houck turned on it. That's a home run to left field, folks. And it's 4-0 Pirates here in the 7th inning. I'm going to put the coffin in and round the coffin here. These haven't been able to do much against Francis. Brings up Leopard now. He's 0 for 2. Flew out and grounded out. And he gets a hold of this. And all of a sudden, Carl's in trouble. And that's back-to-back jacks, folks. And Leopard hits a home run into right field. And just like that, it's 5-0. How about that? Sure. Carl not having a good 7th inning. They'd like for him to get out of this mess here, folks. It's 5-0. Here's Christopher. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And the bullpen's up and running now. Brings up Mazeroski. Still nobody out. Maz is 0 for 2, grounded out the third and the short. And he gets a hold of this. The hits just keep coming, folks. And say goodbye to that. 3 home runs in this inning, folks. That ball is well hit in the left field, no doubt about her. Sure. And that is it for Carl Wiley. Ain't that awful? Can't get a single soul out here in the 7th, and this game just blew up on him. It is now 7-0. See who the Braves are going to bring in here. We're going to bring in Johnny Antonella. Try to get out of this mess. All righty. Sure. This game was a close game until this 7th inning, folks. Carl just got lit up like a Christmas tree. There's Johnny. See if he can get out of this inning, folks. Still nobody out. 3 home runs in the inning. Sure. Here comes Francis. See if he can get his counterpart out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss strikeout. There's the first out of the inning. Oh, whoa, is right. Here's Vernon. He's 2 for 3, having a heck of a game, folks. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So the hits keep coming. And that'll bring up Dick Grote now. Grote is 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. And it just keeps on coming, folks. Non-stop. That'll be a base hit in the right field. And Vernon's going to motor on down the 3rd. So now it's 1st and 3rd and still only 1 out. And that brings up Clemente. Not who you want to see. He's 1 for 3 here today. And again, that's a base hit in the left field this time. That'll score. Vernon with a big lead like this. Grote will stop down at 2nd. So we got 1st and 2nd now. Still only 1 out. And we're back to Stewart batting. I believe that's who started this inning. Let's look. If memory serves me right. Stewart led off this inning. Sure. Yes, he did. So Stewart up for the 2nd time in this inning. Here's the pitch to Dick. And it just keeps on happening, folks. That's going to be an infield hit. Yeah, that's going to be a sneak through the infield, ain't it? Yeah, that's an infield hit. That'll fill the bases. Sure. Bases juiced. 1 out for Don Hoke. And they got the infield back, folks. They're looking to turn 2. They got to get out of this mess somehow. And it's not happening this way. That's going to be a single through short. And everybody's just going to advance 1 base here. So it is still bases loaded, and it is now 9-0, folks. Here's Leopard up for the 2nd time in this inning. Sure. And finally, the doctor makes a house call. A little too late. The patient's on life supports now. That ball is hit down the short. McMillan up with it. Throws it over the bowl and fires it, I should say, not throws it. He fires over the Adcock, and this inning's over mercifully. But the Pirates score 7 runs. Make this a 9-0 ball game, folks. As we go to the top of the 8th, let's take a look here at that score sheet. I think there was 3 home runs in the inning. Sure. 1, 2, 3 home runs in the inning. Yep. And Leopard and Francis is the only two that made outs, folks. Leopard hitting to the double play, and Francis struck out. Sure. We go to the top of the eighth. We got White, a pitch hitter for Antonelli. And then back to the top of the order. Here's Sammy. He's over 2. He struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Sammy's fighting still. Let's see if the rest of the Braves are going to be fighting. So that'll be it for Antonelli. And let's see who's going to come out here to pitch hit. And it's going to be Mr. Taylor's going to come out here and pitch hit and get an at bat. Hey, Steve. Not much of a ball game now, Steve. A 7-run 7th inning. Sure. There's the Hawk. Hawk's going to come out here and pitch hit. Nobody out. Sammy down at first. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss by Taylor. That'll be a strikeout. 1 down now in the 8th. Brings up Matt Jones. He got hit by a pitch to start this game. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field for out number 2. And now it's up to Frank Boland to get the Braves on the scoreboard here at least, folks. And that's not going to happen. That's a swing and a miss. Frank Boland goes down on strikes. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 9-0. Who's the Braves going to bring out here? I guess they'll bring Tony out here to finish this 8th inning. Alrighty. He'll be facing the bottom part of the order for the Pirates. Christopher, Mazeroski, and Francis. Here's the pitch to Christopher. And the hits these keep on coming just like they did in the 7th inning, folks. Base hit in the left field. Brings up Mazeroski now. Maz, he is 1 for 3 with a home run on the day, folks. Here's the pitch to Maz. And that's going to be a base hit, I believe. Yeah, that's a single in the left field. And here comes the throw. Christopher's trying for third. No, I'm sorry. Christopher isn't trying for third. Thought he was. So it's 1st and 2nd now for Francis. And with a 9-run lead, they're going to let him swing away. See if he can do some damage here, folks. He is 0 for 3. Struck out, grounded out, and struck out. And that is called a ball, and Tony gets ejected. I think he just wants the hell out of the game. So Tony gets ejected, and that'll be it for him. He doesn't get a single soul out. So who's the Braves going to bring in here to pitch? This 8th inning. And they're going to bring in Bob Henley. He's going to come in here and try to get out of this 8th inning after Tony didn't want no parts of it. Pretty sure that's why he was bitching, just to get ejected, folks. So Francis is still up. 1 ball, no strikes on Francis. Here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out finally here in the 8th. Here's Bill Vernon having a heck of a game, folks. He is 3 for 4, scored twice. And that's a ground ball down the short. And let's see if they can turn 2. And no, the only play for McMillan is over to second. So it'll be 1st and 3rd now with 2 outs for the Groat. And he is 2 for 4, folks, with a double and an RBI. And that'll be down the short. McMillan's up with it. Fires over the first. So Bob comes in, puts some water on the fire, and gives the Braves a chance here in the 9th. Ha, 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 pun intended. 9-0. Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock due up. Let's see what happens here. Can they at least get on the board? Francis trying to pitch the shutout here, folks. Here's the pitch to Eddie. He is 1 for 3. Singled his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And Mazeroski throws that ball into the dirt. Stewart comes up with it, but Matthews is safe at first. Brings up Hank Aaron now with nobody out. Matthews down at first. Hank is 0 for 3. Grounded out, reached on a fielder's choice and flew out. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. And all of a sudden, the Braves are making some noise here in the 9th. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. It brings up Joe Adcock. And Joe is 1 for 3. He reached on a single his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Is that deep enough to get Addy over to third? It is. So Matthews tags up, heads down the third, 1st and 3rd now with 1 out for Lee May. Let's see if Lee can get an RBI here and get the Braves on the board instead of getting shut out. And that's a fly ball in the center field. Is that deep enough? No, it's not. As Vernon gets the ball in, folks. And that'll be 2 outs here in the 9th. So it's all up to McMillan to keep this game going. And Mac is 0 for 2. He's walked once. And that'll going to be a ground ball down the short. And that'll end this game, folks. Groat over to first. And the Braves get shut out 9-0. Sure, after some competitive games, the Pirates get their revenge. So let's take a look at this box score, folks. Sure. And the Braves, no runs on 5 hits and no errors. The Pirates, 9 runs on 16 hits and an error. Sure. Bolin, Matthews, and Aaron all had and Adcock had a hit, and so did Sammy White. That was it. But look at this, folks. Vernon, 3 for 5. Groat, 2 for 5. Clemente, 2 for 4. The only one that didn't have double hits was Leopard, and the only one that didn't have a hit at all was Francis. You had Hoke, Leopard, and Mazeroski with home runs. Sure. What a game. And they still left 5 men on base. Carl Wiley, 6 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, struck out 6, was rolling through the game pretty good until that 7th inning. Antonelli comes in. 5 hits, 2 runs, and a strikeout. Tony comes in, gives up 2 hits, and gets ejected. And Bob Henley comes in and finishes out the 8th with a strikeout. And how about Francis? Nice game. 9 innings, 5 hits, walked one, struck out four. Great job. Yowza, yeah. Yowza, yowza, yowza. I hear you. Alrighty, let's go to some fast play here. We got the Giants taking on the Reds in Cincinnati in a doubleheader. We got Juan Marichal going up against Perky. Let's see what happens here in game one. Good pitching matchup. Battle for second place here in the National League. And the Giants crushed the Reds. 10 runs on 16 hits and no errors. And the Reds 3 runs on 6 hits and no errors. Willie Mays had a nice game. 3 for 5, a home run and 3 RBIs. Can the Reds bounce back and split this doubleheader, folks? Yes, they do. Giants 3 runs on 12 hits and no errors. The Reds 4 runs, 10 hits and 1 error. And we got the Cubbies going to Philadelphia to take on the Phils. And the Phillies win a close one. The Cubbies 6 runs on 9 hits and an error. The Phillies 7 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. And the last game here on July 23rd is the Dodgers taking on the Cardinals. We got a young Bob Gibson on the mound for the Cardinals. Yeah, exactly, Tim. I agree with you. And the Dodgers crushed the Cardinals. 11 runs on 16 hits and an error. The Cardinals 3 runs on 11 hits and 3 errors. Take a look at the standings and look at some of the leaders here in the National League after July 23rd. The Braves are 2 games up on the Giants. The Reds are 6.5 games back. Cardinals are 7.5. The Dodgers 11. The Cubbies 12.5. The Pirates now are 14.5 games back. And the Phillies are 26 games back. Clemente's still leading the league with that 356 average. Playing the Braves sure didn't hurt. Mays now with 30 home runs, leading the National League, and his counterpart, teammate Orlando Cepeda, with 88 RBIs and 24 home runs on the year. How about that? The top 3 home run hitters in the National League are all Giants. Felipe Alou with 22. Take a look at the pitchers here. Warren Spahn's now leading the league with a 2.73 ERA. And he's behind Mike McCormick with 10 wins. McCormick has 11. Don's got 21 saves. Cepeda's leading the MVP voting over his teammate Willie Mays. Carl Wiley, even after that blowout game, is leading the National League with Cy Young voting. How about that, folks? Surprise there. I thought that would hurt him. Thought Spahn might take over. Let's see what the next game is. I think it's the Braves against the Reds. I think the Braves travel to Cincinnati, Ohio. Or maybe they go back home against the Reds. They might be back home against the Reds. They've been on the road a good bit here. Let's check. Yeah, they're back home in Milwaukee against the Reds. That'll be a heck of a pitching matchup. Joey J against Warren Spahn, folks. Be the next game here on the channel. I want to thank Tim D and Steve Tate. Check out Steve Tate's channel, folks, for stopping by here today in Pittsburgh. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And on your way out of Pittsburgh, hit that bell and like. And leave a comment. Y'all have a great day. Until the next time, y'all take care.